So if you've been looking for a Glade build to pair up with the Executor and destroy solo bosses, well, there's plenty of those. But what about a build that's going to work on Gluttony, the final boss, and put out an insane amount of damage? I had over 123 million damage. And the crazy thing about this was totally randoms. We had one Valby who was like kind of controlling the balls. We had a Eugene was kind of like a healer. And then we had a Viesa in here. And I was probably the focal point of the damage because if you guys see when I show you, we end up dropping 123 million damage with this build, which is absolutely insane. But I imagine if I can get a full team together with one Sharon, we should be able to drop this boss in seconds because that's a lot of damage coming out of us. Now this build and this weapon, I think go hand in hand because of the way the Executor works, right? It doesn't have a lot of rounds, and what does Glade do? She allows you to add infinite ammo loop with your weapons. So having a powerful weapon like the Executor and then having a powerful Descendant like Glade, it was a match made in heaven, and the amount of damage these two do together is pretty insane. And I can't wait to pair this up with two other Glades and then hopefully get a Sharon in there to debuff and see the amount of damage we can do on this boss and how fast we can take him down. But it's just impressive that I can go out there, put out 123 million damage, right, on the hardest boss in the game. And what does that mean? That helps out everybody else. And look, we almost finished him a lot sooner. We had to do one more wave, but we did end up getting him, and that was it right there. I thought we were gonna fail that. Yo, that Valby was clutch. She was doing her thing though. We did it, guys. Oh, how much damage did I have? I didn't even look. Bro. Yo, look at that damage. So as you guys saw in the gameplay, we were able to take out almost every single boss solo, and then also we're able to fight Gluttony with this build. Now I'll tell you, if you can get 3 of these with the Sharon or 3 of these with the Enzo, you guys can do some crazy amount of damage and drop the boss very fast. But this is her build. Now I'll get into the weapon I'm using, the Executor, which got a huge buff in this update. Now on the attributes you want for this: firearm attack, critical hit damage, weak point damage, and bonus firearm attack to Colossus. I feel like this is the perfect combo for her. Now I will say you don't need to have that critical hit rate because you'll already be at the 100% cap because of the way the unique ability works. If you guys don't know, the unique ability on the Executor, about 100% critical hit rate. You get 33% per stack, right? You can stack that up to 3 times. Now the way it works is on hitting an enemy with all fired bullets, grants a unique ability Executor, and then when hitting the maximum level, the weak point damage multipliers increase and applied, and the target enemy is affected with electrocution effect. That's why if you guys can stack a Sharon, it makes it so much better too. So yeah, you're gonna get that extra critical hit rate and that critical hit damage. So that's what I'm just telling you guys. It works amazing, especially if you guys are trying to beat the hardest boss in the game. Now we head over here. The way I have the modules set up on this one, we have shell up. That's going to give us 33% extra capacity. We have rifle and reinforcement for the firearm attack, action reaction for the firearm attack recoil, fire rate up for the fire rate. We have concentration priority for more critical hit damage. Again, stacking more critical hit damage with better concentration. We have weak point sight for weak point damage. And then we have focus fire right here, which is giving us more weak point damage and more firearm critical damage. Electric enhancement, it adds electric attack equal to 30% of firearm attack. And then real life fighter, which is amazing because upon successfully attacking a weak point, firearm attack 10% for 5 seconds, up to 10 stacks. But a lot of those Colossus have huge weak points, and that's why you're able to put out a ton of damage with this build. But yeah, this is what I'm running with the Executor. It absolutely destroys. Now, if we get into the build for Ultimate Glade, you'll see that we do have Predator Instinct. Now, this one is using a firearm with Frenzy, gradually increases firearm attack. Now, some people have recently come out and said that they're unsure if this is actually working with the Executor. I was testing it, and I saw that there was a damage difference. But again, if you guys know if that's not true, let me know. I would love to try something else. We could probably put any other talent in there, but again, this is what I'm currently using, and it seems to be putting out an insane amount of damage. Now we have Stim Accelerant, which is going to give us max HP and then negative max MP because you don't have to worry about MP on this build. We have MP Conversion, so it's going to give us skill cooldown, and then it reduces our max MP again. We have Focus on Non-Attribute for that skill cooldown. We have Nimble Fingers for skill cooldown. We have walk a tightrope when HP is lower than 50%. That skill power modifier is 30%, but what we really want it for is that firearm attack is 30%. So we're getting that extra damage there. We have increased HP for some survivability on the build. Focus on dimension, that skill cooldown. We have skill extension for the skill duration. You definitely want that skill duration on this build because you want this increased sensory to last as long as possible without having to keep proccing it. Then we have maximum duration for more skill duration on the build, and then spear and shield for defense and skill power. So the main two that we are currently using with this build is increased sensory and then year one. So you go to frenzy state and then you're constantly just proccing 3. Now, one module I am missing, which I would like to get, is shot focused, and I just haven't unlocked it, so you guys can actually swap out a module on here for that. But since I don't, this is kind of what I'm running with. Now, for the reactor, the only thing you really need to have on here is the skill duration up and the skill cooldown. That's it. You don't need anything else on here. You don't need the extra skill power because you're only using your weapon, so it doesn't really matter. And then for the external components, again, most of these are going to be set with defense, max HP, and then your extra attributes that change, that's what you're gonna kind of want to go for if you can get it. On the auxiliary power, the max HP right there would be good for you to have a little bit of survivability. You do not need the MP because she doesn't use MP on the build. Again, here we have max HP recovery. You can have something that has like chill resistance or some type of elemental resistance. On this one, you definitely want to try to get that defense because it gives you a little bit of survivability. The MP recovery you do not need. And then here, max HP, and then I have max shield recovery. So the modules, the only thing you're really looking for is defense, HP, and then you can put any elemental resistance on there. But overall, pretty simple build to put together. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But yeah, this is how I've been running it, and she works absolutely amazing, and I'm having a ton of fun with her. Before we wrap it up, guys, do not forget, we do go live over on Twitch daily, so twitch.tv/NothingButSkillz. I help out the community when I can, and we're always farming for new things, but we're always answering questions, and we have a pretty solid community over there that if I can't answer the questions, somebody else will. We just like having fun, gaming, and destroying bosses. So if you guys want to be part of that community, head over to twitch.tv/NothingButSkillz. We should be live later tonight after you watch this video, so hopefully I see you guys over there later. But until then, hey, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. Thank you guys again for all the support on these videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, NothingButSkillz out. Take it easy, everybody.